Oh, hello again, fellas. We're back, and we're gonna continue on. Oh, I forgot to update the title. Let me just do. Ragnarok MSQ. Off to Labyrinthos. Okay, and back we go. Alright, so let's see. Hello, Kryl. We're all here now, yes? I've taken the liberty of securing permission for our group's descent. Right, everyone into the lift and down we go. I was under the impression this would start like this. Wanted to keep this on the introduction to Labyrinthos on a new video.
Deep beneath the scholar's city shines a false sun within a fabricated sky. In any age exist those who consider the floor an extension of their bookshelves, and this vault's architects surely belonged to that special breed. If the stack grows too high, start a new one. If no room remains, then make more rooms.
Makes sense.
A simple solution at first, and then bit by bit, a profound transformation. Knowledge buried beneath knowledge.
Still need to go get that bounty.
Labyrinth from which there is no escape.
Here we are in Labyrinthos.
Not what you expected. I must admit, the artifice is very convincing. But I assure you that we are beneath Sharlayan itself. The breeze you feel, the flowing waters you hear, all created by the hand of man.
The island is volcanic, you see, and once upon a time this great hollow must have been a reservoir for magma. It was discovered some 400 years ago, at which point it was repurposed as a storage facility for scrolls and samples and such. Renovations have continued, with nigh on no interruption to this day, with the lower levels still undergoing expansion.
Aren't
All
those
right.
people gleaners?
Oh, look, a bunny boy.
Aye, judging by their dress. They are said to work alone as a rule, but 'twould seem that rule is being enthusiastically broken today. It may be as you suspected, that they are engaged in a task apart from the norm.
Yes, seems like it. That's what we heard.
Let's spread out and get some answers then.
Yes, just don't put the cart in front of the animals pulling it.
Did you call to me just now?
Oh?
No. How odd. I must be a bit dizzy from the descent.
I wonder who called you Krill. Or
I'll
Kryl.
be fine, I'm sure. Let's get to work, shall we?
Yes, we shall go to work. Yes, a bit suspicious. So here we are in Labyrinthos. What do you have to tell me? Oh, fresh face, that's a rare sight. How may I help you, newcomer? Okay, so that doesn't really matter. Really, Rogini names are so odd. Fimborg. Not looking forward to transporting all of this, but I'm looking forward to a nice drink afterwards. Makes sense. Tobin. It's Toby, everyone. You want to know what I'm doing? Hauling books and ore and fauna. If it needs hauling, I haul it. Every decade or so, they take stock in Labyrinthos, you know. Sort and tidy up the inventory. Never seen an operation like this before, though. I just did one a few summers ago, even. Then, with no warning at all, this mess gets dropped into our laps. Orders from high. Damned if I know the reason. Could be that they're changing layout, eh? Preparing for the next big expansion. Exchange, taking stock in Labyrinthos. That doesn't really matter. So, Kryle. Most of the gathered here appear to be cleaners. Why don't you wander around and try making small talk? Oh, I am doing just that. Ah, there's Istola. Let's see what she has to tell us. Nay, I am not shrinking, my dearies. I've not been down here in an age and wish to get my bearings before I went bumbling about. From what I can see, however, there's not obviously out of place. It seems that we have to resort to discreet inquiries, as usual. Uh-huh. Not skipping your work, right. Keeve. Let me think. The reseed should be item 1058, Cumin Seeds 1059, Snowberry 1060, or were they 1061? My head feels like it's stuffed with moko grass. Why more loads to take out than carry in? Why do all this at once and risk mixing it up? What if someone mistakes the court and carrots for the Gerbanian carrots? What then? Yes, first world problems. Nonolato. I just started as a gleaner, so I don't mind handling menial chores, and any experience is good experience, right? I'll do whatever it takes so that one day they'll trust me with those veteran requests that take you all over the world. Oh, there's a Offino and Alisaie. Excuse me, are you a gleaner? If you don't mind, I have some questions to ask. Yeah, that seems like the discreet inquiry. Fascinating. But could you go back to what you were saying earlier? So nothing there. Aaronville. You're here to help or give me more headaches? Because you don't have the look of a gleaner, and I'm in no mood for idle chatter. One of my colleagues was so exhausted he took a tumble and crashed into a pile of crates. I have a pack of marmots running loose. Okay. Oh, right, I forgot to retalk to you. Those little devils are quick as sin, twice as hard to catch. I suppose I had better start searching. Right, I completely forgot to talk to them again. Let's see here. Item 3042 is Walker Popotos, yes? And 3043 is Wild Popotos. Then, where are my mounted Popotos? This can't be right. Let's see what Dobby has to tell us. Since I forgot. My poor aching back, ever since the summons came from the guild ship, I've been holding endless stacks of supplies. Books, or animals, you name it, I've moved it. Alright. Next time see if I don't forget. So Kryle, what do you have to tell us? Any luck? What tales did the gleaners have to tell? Notes concerning a massive operation that is currently underway in Labyrinthos. Notes concerning the large quantities of cargo making its way in and out of Labyrinthos. Notes concerning exhausting work causing accidents, such as a gleaner inadvertently freeing a pack of marmots. So this grand operation began without warning, and for every item they bring in, they're sending more inventory somewhere else. That would explain the haggard faces I've been seeing. You're right, the forum is definitely up to something, and they're turning Labyrinthos upside down in the process. Glorifier Dreadcatcher. Kyle appears lost in thought. We would do well to learn more of what specifically the Gleaners are being tasked to do, as well as who tasked them to do it. If you're game, I have an idea. Didn't one of the gleaners you questioned say something about escaped marmots? Go grab some marmots. Perhaps if you were to help him capture said creatures, you might be inclined towards a more friendly and enlightening conversation. Yeah, go grab those marmots. In the meantime, I'll turn my charms upon this cleaner here. We can compare notes afterwards. Happy hunting! Hmm. Really sorry to disturb you, but I need to submit this report of mine and quickly. It's a bit overdue. Could you remind me of the approximate date the guild ship has enlisted to help facilitate this most recent operation? Did the dialogues change? Yeah, you're still shrinking your duties. Alright, I forgot. This is gonna be slow. So I hear you have a marmot problem, kind sir. So you wish to help me find the marmots? I've nothing suitable to pay you for your services, but if you're offering out of the goodness of your heart, I'd welcome the assistance. My name is Ernville, friend, specialist in the collection of live specimens. That said, the capture of these Naxian marmots is a trial I've no desire to repeat. Grizzled mice, they call them. For a mercy, there are no other marmot species on this tier at present, so there should be no mistaking our little fugitives. If you happen to catch any, stuff them in the sack. Gently, of course. Where to begin, you wonder? I have not seen any scampering around here, so we'll need to widen our search into the surrounding forest. Be on your guard, there are beasts out there that don't hesitate to prey on a marmot, or you. How nice. I'll search the trees to the west. The eastern part of the forest is all yours. Good luck. Okay, I'll see you later. Search for grizzle mice and defeat any enemies which appear. Fine. Do I have any hunt? Nope. And... there it is. Okay. Oh. I forget these guys die pretty fast. Thought since it said more enemies, I was expecting one more. So this is what we need. It's a bit of a weird mouse, I would say. And it runs away. Barely have we ready the sack when the grizzled mouse scampers off into the underbrush. God, this is so slow. I'm so used to having a fast move speed all around. I think it's between these two rocks. Yes, it is. Grizzled mouse, here you are. Another one. Okay, and I'd keep it, and instead... Squeak! Rat sack. A sturdy sack supposedly large enough to hold one or more squirming marmots. Alright, so we got one. No? No we didn't. The rodent limbly evades your grasp before once more disappearing into the trees. Let's follow the marmot. Weird troll, I would say. You discover a new location. Alright, still need to discover the map. And I need to go around. Yeah. Off we go then. On my trusty piggy mount. Okay, here you are. Now you won't be able to run. Let me grab you and stuff you into the sack. Finally. More prepared for its speed this time. You succeed in closing the sack over your elusive quarry. Alright, we got him. We got him! And now we slowly make our way back. Ever so slowly. And that doesn't help. Ever so slowly we inch back into the place we need to go. So we can give out these marmots to Erenville. So, hello kind sir, I hear you wanted some marmots. How did you fare? I tracked down 3 of the pack, which leaves 1 unaccounted for. Okay, so he got 3 while we got 1. I guess he's the expert. Ah, there's the odd marmot out. Wait here a moment, while I put our friends in a holding cage. Thankfully the marmots seem to be unharmed. They've held up well in the isolation, but it's much too soon to release them into the habitat. It's a good thing we were able to recapture them so swiftly. You have my thanks. Who tasked you to capture them in the first place? Well, this seems like not too subtle. What will you do with the marmots now? Seems more subtle. That's for the forum to decide. They are the guiding authority behind Labyrinthos after all. And this job was but one small part of this great inventory of theirs. Suitable for consumption and easy to breed, those were the 2 conditions I was given for the stock I was instructed to procure. I don't know what the forum has planned for these creatures, but at the very least, I doubt they'll be served for dinner today or tomorrow. Ah, there you are. Is this the gleaner you mentioned? The one who was looking for lost marmots? Interesting company you keep, friend. Who are you folk anyway? Yeah, this guy seems like an important personage. I'm Kryl of the Students of Baldesion. These others are my associates. Truth be told, the forum's decisions of late have not sat entirely well with us. That's why we made a descent into Labyrinthos. We hope to, by seeing those decisions put into action, we might more fully understand their reasoning. Wise and practical. Never hurts to try and gain a broader perspective, does it? Anyway, duty calls. Other animals to capture and enclosures to empty. Once again, I'm sorry that I can't offer you more for your services. Did you learn anything new from your friend there? So we've confirmed that the order for this ambitious operation did indeed come directly from the forum. However, the gleaners have not been informed of its purpose. I'd say that fits with everything we've heard thus far. We also discovered when the operation was begun, the forum contacted the Gleaners Guild ship and put their people to this great work some 4 days after the Telephoroi made their chilling declaration. As seasoned travelers, the Gleaners keep abreast of news from every corner of the world out of necessity. Thus, I am inclined to trust that their calendar of events is accurate. Altogether, it gives a distinct impression that this undertaking was a sudden and unexpected development. Yet, I find it hard to believe that such a comprehensive restructuring of Labyrinthos and its archives could have been planned in so brief a window. Nay, this plan was long in the making. They were but awaiting the right time to put it into effect. And the Telephoroid's declaration was what set it all in motion? It seems likely, but let us not leap to conclusions just yet. For the moment, I suggest we conduct a wider investigation of Labyrinthos. The more facilities we visit, the more pieces of the puzzle we stand to find. In that case, how about we head to the Archaeon? From there we can reach the lower... Ah, this again. Kryle, what's wrong? I'm fine, truly. The sudden descent has left me with a bit of headache, that's all. Nothing that will stop me from soldiering on. Let's be about it then. At least allow me to take the lead. I'm fairly certain I remember the way to the Archaeon. We follow the path east, through the forest where we were chasing after that mouse, or marmot, was it? Anyways, 'tis the trolls you need to watch out for. Well, I kinda nearly walked all over one, and it didn't care. Okay, so off we go to the Archaeon. If I'm able, I'll do that, Fate. Only cause, actually, let me check something. I should probably give my chocobo, actually, it seems like I have given him an onion. I wonder. Alright, so we're gonna... no, I'll leave this for later. I don't need to do this right now. Better just keep on with the main story. I should at some point do some fights, just so I unlock the faster movement, which will be useful. Kyle, don't worry about me. I'm hale and healthy. In fact, I'm beginning to suspect that. What are you suspecting? Now, let's discuss this later. The investigation demands our undivided attention. Were you caught in the mist? On your way here? The sprayers keep the air humid, and so the habitat feels as close as possible to a natural forest. This is the foremost material archive in Charlayan. I would love to explore its treasure shelf by shelf, but I fear we have little time for such indulgences. Okay, off we know. Behold, the Archaeon. As Numenon serves as Charlayan's literary archive, so does this structure house the city's wealth of material data. The architecture too is similar. This building you see is merely the upper entrance, an access point to the vaults carved into the cliffside itself. Within those vast rooms are stored countless samples and specimens, as well as detailed records which describe them. In a manner of speaking, the Archaeon contains a physical history of Charlayan's unwavering dedication to the accumulation of knowledge. Alright. Did the dialogue change? No. No. And no. Well, we won't learn anything of value standing out here. Let us proceed into the main building and speak with the custodian. Okay. Let's speak to the custodian. Phase Bros. In the market for something on the rare side, got a whole village's worth of surplus from the Archaean, some of which can even be yours for some bicolor gemstones. Oh, okay. Yeah, I need to do, I think, 6 fates to unlock the map thingy that makes your mounts go faster. Archaean Custodian. Hi, hello there. Greetings. We are here to peruse the Archaean's vaults. Peruse? You are clearly not gleaners then. Might I ask your affiliation? You belong to the students of Baldessian. But is that relevant? I was given to believe that the vaults, those open to the public at least, were open to the public. Ordinarily, yes, that would be the case. At present, however, access is restricted. Only persons directly involved in the reorganization efforts are permitted to enter. Not us then. I suppose we had better move along to another facility. This building has a lift which connects to the middle tier, yes? Might we at least make use of that? Nope. That service has also been suspended. I'm afraid, for the time being, priority has been given over to the conveyance of inventory. Wait, what? So this is as far as you can go? Yes, that seems like a reasonable way to talk to that fella, if you want to get some more information out of him. I apologize for the inconvenience. Please come again after our restructuring operation is concluded. By that time it will be too late. And we are so close to getting answers. Yeah, that seems something... God, Alisaie. We need to rethink our approach. Let us step outside for a moment, shall we? Yes, I think this is a good conversation to have in front of an official. A Charlian official. Students of Baldessian. Huh. Yeah, that's gonna go down well. That's not gonna come back and bite us in the ass. For sure. Well, Labyrinthos is constructed in the shape of a mortar. This upper layer is called the outer circuit, and the medial circuit lies one tier below us. Alisaie, if they're going to close off facilities, then they ought to announce it. The students must be furious. The forum must be wary of exposure indeed, to so heavily restrict the use of public institutions. Maybe. Maybe. Okay. We are at an impasse. We have no other leads. I should like to pursue this one further. But I doubt that our stone-faced custodian will be swayed by a heartfelt pleas. We must seek another means to access the lower levels. It is likely that the people in this area are involved in the restructuring in one way or another. If we were to ingratiate ourselves, they might allow us to accompany them on the lift. Let us ask around. Surely someone is in need of a few strong backs to lighten the load. I'm guessing we'll find our good friend Erlenmeyer, or I think that was the name. Shushutabi. Shushutabi. Yes, can I help you? Nah. That's quest. Bemused student. Am I taking the lift? Oh no, we're just students. They won't let us into the Archaean, even though we found... Actually, we have no idea what it is we found. There's no record of such a creature anywhere, but it was wandering around tranquility, and so we thought to donate it to the vaults. Squeal, squeal. How does little squeal, don't you think? Anyway, I suppose we'll have to take care of it until the Archaeon is open again. At first we thought it might have escaped from one of these research laboratories, but when we reported our find to the studium, they were just as dumbfounded as we were. If it truly is a new discovered species, we could have our names appear in a gazette. Squeal, squeal, squeal. Alright. Okay, who else? And where are those fellas? Bonewary worker. Yeah, where is this stolen company? Strange. Bonewary worker. What's that? Take you down the lift with me? Sorry, but not a chance. I've been up and down all day, and only now I have finally found a spare moment to rest. I did see a gleaner fellow heading out the gate there, though shouldering a large pack, engaged in some manner of task. Maybe he'll be headed down below after he's done with whatever it is he's doing. Yeah, but where is Istola, Fino, Alisaie, Kyle? He should be around here. One would think. Yeah, I have no idea where they went. Oh. I nearly forgot about something quite important. Attuning to the Aetherite. Alright. I actually forgot to talk again to this fella. Please, even talking is an effort. Go and bother that cleaner I told you about. Okay, even talking is an effort. I don't know where all the other fellows went, so we're just gonna have to find this cleaner they're talking about. Yeah, Erenville, not Erlenmeyer. Okay, I'm gonna have to kill it, right? I'm not for sure not gonna use up my shroud. It's bound to be useful later on. Quiet, you'll frighten it away. Ah, it's you again. I don't mean to be rude, but I'm in the middle of another task. The Cloudkin I need to capture is close. Very close. Oh? Want some help? You wish to help me with this too? You spend your time in unusual ways, my friend. Still, 2 hunters are generally better than one. Very well. The kennel here is a common gathering spot for birds of all kinds, but the one I'm after today is the hornbill. Its feathers are green, and its cry distinctive caw. Caw! Single it out and shoot it with the sleeping dart. Green feathers and the caw. Caw, caw, I suppose. The effects are short-lived, so I'll lie in wait down by the riverbank to claim our quarry. Be sure to hit the right one. Okay. Search your surroundings. So green feathers and the caw. Caw, caw, not green feathers. Small green bird. Are you the one? Yes, you are the one. Now I just need to hit you. I suppose this is the one. It caws and it's green. Yep, seems like I got the right one. Yes, be happy you hit it.
Fair shot.
A fair shot. Okay, so it's a voiced one.
Nicely
Nicely done. Let me truss this one up and I'll make my way over to you.
Alright.
There you are. Any new revelations?
No, not yet.
So you met with that gleaner again, this time to capture a hornbill. I understand catching and bringing in creatures from the outside, but what's the point of chasing after ones already here?
To relocate them, maybe?
Oh, it's a simple thing, really. Occasionally, we remove specimens no longer needed for study, or those we've had difficulty raising. But we can't simply turn them loose. Safely returning such creatures to their native habitats is another facet of a gleaner's duties. But not in this case, I'm afraid. I've been asked to bring the bird below.
Below.
The restricted section in the lower levels of Labyrinthos. Open only to a select few researchers handpicked by the Forum.
The plot
The projects
thickens.
down there are the subject of rumor and hearsay. Forbidden magics. Advanced technologies that can never be allowed to fall into outside hands. Even Archons are not privy to the truth. Those who are, the researchers involved in this secretive work, are not permitted to walk freely in the city, and are instead required to live
Oh,
in isolated
that's nice.
quarters.
So they're kind of
What could a
prisoners?
facility subject to such strict security protocols possibly need with a hornbill? An experiment?
Maybe.
Possibly. I wasn't afforded an explanation. But judging by the requisition list given to me and my colleagues, I doubt it's for any kind of advanced research. I'd be more inclined to believe we were making preparations to migrate to the south. Mericidia or thereabouts.
Migrate. Huh.
What? Why would you say that?
Much of the flora and fauna we were asked to procure could serve as reliable sources of sustenance. They're comparatively hardy species too, able to endure harsh climates. And among them are specimens known to be effective in improving soil quality and purifying water.
Oh. That's interesting.
When you put it that way, migration does sound like a reasonable assumption.
That's all it is, though. An assumption. Through our tasks, we gleaners glimpse only bits and pieces of the Forum's plans. Our prime concern is that our requisitions, be they living or otherwise, are properly preserved for the knowledge of future generations. Now, I really must be going. I regret that I cannot reward you as you deserve.
It's fine. You've already given us a bit
Perhaps
of
you might
information.
reward us after a fashion then. It is imperative that we reach the lower levels. And seeing as you are already set to descend with your assigned cargo, mayhap we could accompany you as your assistants.
I'm afraid that won't be possible. Once the animals have been prepared for transport, we send them down separately via the lift. I will of course follow after to make my report, but I can hardly pass you off as porters when there's nothing left to carry.
Makes sense.
Indeed. Pray forget I said anything.
But yeah, this guy is gonna be relevant, I suppose.
How do you feel about climbing? If you've strength and the courage to brave it, then there is another way down.
About climbing.
This path leads to the 33rd facet, a mine shaft excavated during one of our expansions of Labyrinthos. While I cannot guarantee that the passage is safe to traverse, It should provide access to the medial circuit below.
Okay, so that's the
I
way.
never even knew such a place existed. Thank you. This is the perfect solution.
You're quite welcome. But consider yourselves warned. If the going proves too treacherous, you'd do well to turn back. I bid you good day.
It's fine. I've killed primals. A small climb should be of no consequence.
Well, turning back is hardly an option, not when we've come this far. Let's go and take a look at this mine shaft.
Okay, let us go. So off we go. I think I do have a hunt here. I might do it on the way there. Just cause it's, well, on the way. And I think it's only 2 or 3 of them. And I even have Enshroud, so should be quite fine. Yeah, I think those guys. Yep. I have... here they are. A couple of them. So much better. Guys, attack them. Don't think it's even worth to use Enshroud. Yeah, it's not. I'll just die. Okay, so that hunt is done. And not much time was wasted, so it's fine. A fight would be a bit longer, but these small hunts are fine to do on the way. Okay, Kryl. I never would have noticed this cave on my own. Thank the scholar that Erenville knew of it. And that you were there to persuade him to share. Alright. I took a quick peek inside, but it's awfully dark in there. The medial circuit which Erenville mentions is the tier directly below us. Unlike the lowest level of Labyrinthos, with its rigid security, one can usually roam the middle layer quite freely. Let's see what we might find. This must be it, the entrance to the mineshaft. It is faint, but I hear something moving within. Creatures owned there by the researchers, you think? Well, slavering beast aside, we'll need to watch for our footing. We should tighten our straps and such before we continue. Right! Completely forgot about something. Man-made though it may be, the shaft was designed to resemble a natural cave system. Heed Erenville's warning and do step carefully. Yeah, they stole this dialogue change. No. Alisaie seems eager to get underway. Assuming everyone's tightened their straps and checked their gear, then I say we head on in. Given the terrain ahead, though, it might be wise to leave some distance between us. We don't want to be stumbling over each other if it comes to a fight. Take it slow, don't forget to check your surroundings from time to time. We can meet up again at the other end of the tunnel. Alright. But yeah, something I only just recalled. The currents. There might be one over there. Wait, northwest? No. Probably that way. Or it's maybe on the even on the below. Destination. What's going on here? Okay. So we'll have to kill a couple of these fellas. I should have went with the Enshroud. Also, I'll end up never using it. Yeah, but if I'm not mistaken, there is one here. Yeah, southwest. It's there. Okay, let's go in Shroud. And then just cleave them. And done. So we can go on. Let's speak with Alfie. And I'm just gonna do a small detour and grab an... I wonder if I should make a video with the car. Nah, I think I'll just grab it on the way. I kind of forgot. I think we missed a couple of them already. But I'll try to grab those that are somewhat on the way. Yeah, there is one. The ones I do remember, at least. So that's one. Labyrinth is not all that important because it will be a while until we can actually grab everything and be able to fly here. I think most of the areas are like that. I think... yeah, most of them are. Just to remember Shadowbringers. That mineshaft was infested with mithril caps. Some sort of research project, I wonder. I suppose they are a most unusual creature. Why did they develop such long limbs when all they do is shuffle about narrow tunnels? True. Good point. I was being careful, I swear. The slope was steeper than I thought and I just lost my footing for a moment. That's all. I'm not injured. If you don't count my pride. Fia, did you know Kryl almost took a tumble back there? She can't possibly still be dizzy from the lift. Why not? Who are you to judge how she feels? Everyone seems to have made it through without incident. Nothing of consequence at least. And as promised, the tunnel has delivered us into the medial circuit. As I recall, this tier is where they keep a wide variety of samples for agricultural production. If Erenville's assumptions holds true, that specimens are being collected in preparation for a great migration, then we should see evidence of such plans in the area's research projects. Let's follow the path to the nearest farming facility and see what we see. Okay, let's see. I don't remember if there are, or if there is a current down here, like in this small area, but I'm guessing there isn't because the compass, to the west, oh, that's the one down below. It's the place where we can't get to yet. So let's try and grab the one north. Which I'm not too sure where it's located. There? I cannot recall actually. I think it's there. I'll check it in a moment. Now, first things first, MSQ. These grapes are a bit weird looking. Aha, now I know where you are. This is Meriol Agronomics. Labyrinthos is a host to a wide variety of vegetation, which allows us to conduct studies on cultivation methods used in foreign lands. And it is this facility which coordinates and oversees those efforts. The fruits of their research go to feed their Labyrinthos colleagues, or so I hear. More notable successes might make it to the Agora. Food so exotic you'd be hard-pressed to guess their origin. let alone how they might taste. Indeed, mystery vegetables with our name, only a list of nutritional benefits scribbled on a card. I see no gleaners hereabouts, yet these workers seem to share that same sense of urgency. It is possible they know something of the forum's plans and their underlying motivations. Worth looking into, wouldn't you say? See that you can coax what you can coax from the workers. The rest of us will do the same or cast about for useful clues. Alright. The lies. The gourds we grow here are something of an agricultural wonder. We've crossed with varieties from all across the realm to create pumpkins that are sweet, sizable, and rich in nutrients. Alright. Well. A field full of ripe vegetables being left to rot on the vine. Not a single picker hard at work. Clearly procuring readily available fresh food is not the farm's priority. Clearly. And money yet. No two corners of the world cultivate the land the same way. My research involves poring over the many texts gathered by the gleaners to produce something altogether greater than the sum of its parts. Also, let's talk to everyone before we progress the story. Off you know, and so we have spent years researching these high yield cultivation techniques. Seems like it. Of course, the light of the artificial sun is not as brilliant as the real one, however it allows us to grow crops without having to worry about inclement weather or changing seasons, making the result of experimentation much more consistent. Overwhelmed laborer. Do I have aught to be taken down below? More than I can carry, and then some. That's some nice hair you got there, kind sir. Most of our stock is sent off via the cargo lift, but some has been earmarked for aerial transport, hence the stack of crates atop that hill over there. Gods, hauling the lot up that slope was a job and a half. Right, back to it then. Once I'm done here, I think I'll make some fresh fruit to the last stand. I'll take some fresh fruit to the last stand and then have them whip me up a dessert. That seems like a good idea. John Kinnett. For many years I've poured my energies into developing more bountiful crops. My life goal is to produce a seed from which both the popoto and the tomato will grow. Okay. Ah, man can dream. Imagine having potatoes and tomatoes coming from the same plant. Take a moment to survey the surrounding area. There are several art facilities nearby we can investigate if we fail to learn aught of value here. So you're doing nothing again. Right. I see. Harriet Harvester. What crops are we raising? Well, as you can see, this one is a variety of grape. Only needs a good source of sunlight to grow, and the conditions here are nothing short of perfect. Hardly surprising given that it's native to a particular locale in the very place upon which Labyrinthos was modeled. A region in the south of Ilsabard. It boasts remarkable habitat diversity, allowing for myriad flora and fauna to thrive. Chilly peaks in the north give way to swaths of temperate plains, which in turn transition into a hot, humid coastline. Such bountiful territory, as even contested as you may expect, used to be called Corvus before the Imperials renamed it Locus Amoenos. I wonder if we're going there on one of the next patches. The forum saw it not as a prize, however, but as a researcher's ideal environment. One whose climates we strove to recreate within the confines of Labyrinthos. It's since provided a rich foundation for countless experiments in cultivation. Well, there's also the old Sanctuary Islands bit, which I'm not too sure when those will be available. I am from the studium, here to gain practical knowledge of how to cultivate fungi. Being in the outdoors does have advantages over those stuffy stacks of books. I suppose. And where is Alisaie? Ah, there she is. I'm told this cart holds the harvest meant for the larders here. Nothing out of the ordinary. Alright. Zebke. Oh, hello there. You weren't expecting visitors? Not with the use of the lift being restricted. How did you make it down here anyway? A mineshaft, you say? Well, you're a much hardier soul than I. Under normal circumstances, I'd reward such tenacity with a guided tour of the fields, but I'm afraid the forum has a filling order list a mile long. Massive yet detailed requests, literal wagon loads of crop samples, and hardly any time to put them together. When I first heard of this grand reorganization, I assumed we would be shuffling around old stock to make room for the new. Then came the orders for the ridiculous quantities of seed we've already thoroughly researched. Passing strange, eh? I pressed for an explanation and was met with vague assurances that all would be revealed in due course. Not the most satisfying answer. Visit us again when the lift is back in normal operation. I should hope we'll have all new corps to show you by then. But we probably won't. I don't think their dialogues change. Alright, I don't think I actually talked again with this fella, this harried harvester. Once we've picked the fruit, we'll need to take cuttings, rather a lot of them. In fact, wonder if they're planning to grow a new vineyard somewhere. Alright. The stack of crates on the hill is going below. That sounds promising. I'll gather the others and join you there. It did change for his Stola, apparently. This mount is so worth it just for the music. The labels on these crates tell the story of their contents. Bundles of common seeds and saplings and accompanied by sheaves of reports. Some flowers.
Hard to look away, isn't it?
Who's coming here?
But they're more than pretty flowers. Heart blooms are attuned to ambient emotion.
Oh? How so?
You don't seem convinced, but believe me, it's true. This ashen grey, for instance, it mirrors the anxiety and urgency of those working nearby as they rush to fulfill sudden orders. Intense feelings like those spur the petals to change colour. Bright glowing hues in the presence of joy, dark subdued shades for frustration or despair. Yet even with the collected wisdom of Charlian at our disposal, we've yet to identify the underlying principle of this empathic effect.
Interesting plant, I would say.
And there are other mysteries besides. Although the flower is extraordinarily long-lived, its low reproductive rate has made it difficult to find younger populations growing in the wild. With too few sightings to map its distribution, and no closely related species to track, we've been unable to pinpoint its land of origin. To further complicate matters, every culture, even dimly aware of its existence, has given it a different name and mythos. Our attempts to study it via the historical record have been an exercise in frustration.
Okay.
As an avid botanist myself, I should one day like to unravel the Heartbloom's secrets. But I'm afraid other duties must take precedence. I will leave you to your thoughts.
That's a random information drop for no reason, I would say.
Have you learned aught of interest? A flower that reacts to one's feelings? Strange. I must say, I have never heard of such a thing.
This is all very fascinating. But as it stands, we fail to gain any significant insight into the forum's undertaking.
Indeed. While there is certainly enough activity to support Erenville's supposition that a priority has been placed on improving food production, unfortunately for our investigation, these workers were never informed as to how their duties serve the master plan.
Makes sense.
If only we could interrogate the forum members directly.
Implying they would give you the information you want.
Isn't that the entrance to the arcade?
Oh, here's our friend Erenville.
Look, there. I think that's Erenville.
A little difficult to tell from here, but I think you're right. He did say he was coming down to make his report.
Indeed he did.
Erenville receives his orders from the forum. Would it not follow, then, that the superior to whom he reports is a forum member, or at least a close associate?
You mean to eavesdrop on their conversation?
What of the risks?
Ours alone to bear. We won't interfere with Erenville's work, nor will he be implicated as an accomplice.
Yeah, it's nice not
if you're
to.
not comfortable taking part, I can do this alone.
Nay, I said myself that I wished to know Father's intentions, and no answers will be forthcoming should we simply ask nicely.
True.
We can apologize later, should it come to it. Right now, we need every crumb of information we can get our hands on. Consequences be damned.
Well, consequences be damned? Not exactly.
It might be best if you came along as well. In fact, we should all...
We should all. Yeah, Krill has been acting quite suspicious. Quite suspiciously. I wonder what's up.
Oh, yes. That certainly sounds like a plan.
You actually heard all that?
I'm glad you agree.
Quickly.
And off he
Erenville is
goes.
on the move. We need to get closer before we lose him.
I can almost reach you.
Who are you reaching, Kryl? Yeah. Yeah, our character is also finding it all suspicious. So we're just gonna talk to everyone. Let's get after him already. We've waited too long as it is. It feels wrong to spy on Anvil, helpful as he's been, but what other choice do we have? Not spying on him? Forgive me, my attention has been elsewhere. We were following Erenville, weren't we? Yeah, we were, Kryl. You're pretty distracted. Is Kryl still feeling unwell? I've never seen her so distracted. Keep an eye on her, but keep moving too. We cannot let our quarry slip away. Okay, what do you have to say? Did you see which way Erenville went? Forgive me. Okay, same dialogue. Yeah, and same dialogue. So, alright fellas. I'm gonna end the streaming here. I will probably come back later for a little while more. I'm not too sure when though. But well, I hope you guys enjoyed a little bit of MSQ. And I'll be uploading this to YouTube. So if you're watching this later on, I hope you enjoyed it. And thanks for watching. I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.